Beckworth Peak is located in the eastern end of scenic Plumas County, California. With an elevation of 7,200 feet, this mountain overlooks almost every corner of beautiful Sierra Valley. From the lush green pastures of Sierraville to the more desert-like area on the north side of the Sierra Valley, Beckworth Peak has witnessed many changes over the years. Native Americans, settlers, covered wagons, automobiles, logging booms, mills closing. Changes were the norm over the years, but the one thing that has remained consistent in Sierra Valley is the fruitfulness of its land. With an elevation of nearly 5,000 feet, the growing season in Sierra Valley may be short, yet the quality of forage is excellent. In the 1850s, settlers began homesteading farms and ranches in Sierra Valley. Some of the land that was settled then is still owned by the same families today. My great-great-grandfather Floriano Roberti and his family began homesteading land in Sierra Valley in the 1860s. Life was tough for homesteaders, with no roads, no nearby towns, and harsh weather conditions in the winter months. Like their neighbors, the dairy side of their business slowly faded. In the 1950s, my grandfather Elmer Roberti purchased a small beef herd, and today, Roberti Ranch has grown into a modern business, producing alfalfa hay and raising Angus cattle. Generations have come and gone, but the Sierra Valley remains close to 120,000 acres of agricultural land. Farmers and ranchers today hope that this will remain the case for the long future. One way for agricultural producers to accomplish this goal is to place their land into an agricultural conservation easement. An agricultural conservation easement is defined as a voluntary, legally recorded deed restriction that is placed on a specific property used for agricultural production, with a main goal of maintaining agricultural land in active production by removing the development pressures from the land. The idea of preserving agricultural land took a large stride in 1965 when California passed the Williamson Act. The intent of this new act was to use a tax system to keep land in agricultural production. In exchange for lower taxes, agricultural landowners committed to farming their land for at least 10 years. The main difference between Williamson Act contracts and agricultural conservation easements is that most easements are almost always permanent. Once the land is placed into an easement, the farms or ranches are compensated financially to cover their potential economic loss of the land. In recent years, some farmers and ranchers in Sierra Valley have decided to take preserving the agricultural interest of their land to a new level by placing their land in easements. On the north side of the valley, the Goodwin Ranch has partnered with the California Rangeland Trust in 2012 to place a voluntary conservation easement on the family ranch, with the main goal of preserving the ranch for future generations, as well as preventing an urban influence. On the east end of Sierra Valley lies Bar One Cattle Company, which in 2002 also placed ranch land in a conservation easement held by the California Rangeland Trust to ensure their ranches remain in rangeland. Moving to the southeast corner of the valley is the Madalena Ranch, which placed 750 acres of the family ranch in a conservation easement through the California Rangeland Trust in order to protect the ranch from future development. Other landowners throughout the valley have participated in additional land conservation programs with different organizations such as the National Resource Conservation Service, the Sierra Nevada Conservancy, the Northern Sierra Partnership, the Feather River Land Trust, and with other wildlife and environmental groups. With so many landowners placing land in new easements, some people may wonder why all farms and ranches don't join these programs. After talking with different ranchers around the valley that have not signed a conservation easement, the main flaw some landowners see with these programs is the loss of control. Many of these contracts contain specific rules of what can and cannot be done on the land placed in the easement. Another concern ranchers have with conservation easements is the impact it will have on future generations. Many people ask my family, why haven't the Robertis placed land into an easement? While that may be a possibility in the future, we have not felt the need to enter into a contract since we have done extensive estate planning to ensure that our land remains in agriculture. Although our ranch does not have an easement, we have been very pleased and encouraged that our surrounding neighbors have decided to keep their land in agriculture. With the help of conservation easements, we're confident that Beckworth Peak will continue to witness the preservation of agriculture and its rich heritage in Sierra Valley for years to come.